Next day morning, Jungkook entered his bedroom with a cup of coffee and saw her still sleeping peacefully. A smile formed on his face when he came towards her bed, and bending down slightly to brush her hair strands aside from her forehead and reveal her face. He felt a spark just from seeing his wife's cute face. He gently caressed her hair and he immediately moved away from her when he noticed she was about to wake up. As she woke up and saw him looking at her with a smile, she sat up and looked confused. Jungkook, good morning, boy. He offered her coffee and she smiled at the coffee before looking at him. She took the coffee from his hand. Wine. Good morning, Jungkook. Smelling the coffee, she felt so refreshed. As she sipped the coffee, enjoyed delightful taste. Her reaction made Jungkook smile even more. Jungkook, wanna tell me something? Wine. What a great cup of coffee, Jungkook. I like it. Jungkook, I know, shrugging his shoulders. By the way, did you sleep well last night? One. Yeah, and you? How can I sleep well when my mind is filled with thoughts, trying to understand what you faced, and wanted to shape you according to your wishes, as you just wanted change as I want? Jungkook, what are you thinking? Snapped out his thoughts, and he looked at her and smiled. Yeah, I did sleep well. Are you going to work? Can I make a lunchbox for you? You can? Why wouldn't I? Okay, then I will freshen up. Days are passing, and I won't lie. Vine's life is really lucky to have a husband like Jungkook. Jungkook never asked her again about matters from before they got married, as he knows that whenever she recalls them, she becomes sad and her eyes get wet. He doesn't want to touch her present neither, because he doesn't want to be the one she is afraid of. Even though there is no physical touch between them, there are lots of feelings and filled with care and love. He has changed his wife so much that now she even talks to him in a more normal way, unlike before when it was rare. She is incredibly comfortable with her husband. As Jungkook told her, he is taking care of her very well, even better than her parents. While evening decorating with a beautiful moon and stars spilling dim light onto the surroundings, Jungkook and Won sit at distance from each other, both gazing at the crackling fire that spreads a warm, flickering light over them. She helps tell him some stories, and Jungkook listens with interest. After she finishes, Jungkook begins to share his best moments and talk about lifestyles before and after he got married to her. As he speaks, she places her hand on his and causing him to freeze in surprise. It's the first move she is making with him. He gauges her from the fire's glow, while she continues to look at the fire with a small smile. Wine. Are you really that happy, Jungkook? Truly? Jungkook. Ah yes, Wine. No one is happier than me in this world. Without taking his eyes off her, he said, causing her to look at him. Then she got up from her chair and sat on his lap. Nobody can describe his happiness at that moment. But Jungkook, I'm more happier than you. It means a lot. I can't tell you how much. Saying this, she placed his hand on her lap. His heart is beating rapidly. She placed her palm on his chest. I love you, Jungkook. When you are with me, any challenge feels easier to overcome. I really can't live without you a single day. You are my everything. I was waiting for this since that night from you. I wanted to hear these valuable words from you, make you mine with your consent. Until then, I didn't want to touch you. Finally, that day came. And my wife Wine opened her heart and proposed to me. That's enough for me. Wine, really, Jungkook? Asked him innocently, then he nodded. You always know how to make me smile. But one thing is still in balance. That stupid person. I won't give up. I'm still searching for him until I find him. When will I find him? I really wanna hit him until his body spills blood. Make him scared to touch another girl for what he did to you. Wine. Jungkook, where were you last? Blinks his eyes. Wine, I need to use bathroom. She got up from his lap. Jungkook, don't go anywhere, okay? I will come back quickly. Wine. Okay, you can go. I will wait here, Jungkook. He smiled at her and observed her smiling face and then left. She sat on the chair, rubbing her palms together. She smiled herself while recalling the reaction on his face when she sat on his lap. And a noise disturbed her thoughts and made her look back. Her eyes widened in shock and fear as she saw the person who had forced her, That guy teacher, just by seeing him, she got up silently, sweat dripping from her forehead. Her body was trembling. She wanted to leave before he could see her. She was about to escape, but he finally spotted her. Hey, are you wild? She shook her head and stepped back, her fear evident on her face. He understood and smirked. Oh, come on, babe. Long time no see. I really miss you after that. Why did you leave suddenly, He was making his way towards her. She turned around in fear, saw her husband coming towards her. She immediately walked towards him. Seeing Jungkook, the teacher stopped and looked at them confused, wondering who that guy was. Meanwhile, Jungkook also became confused. Why was he seeing fear in his wife's eyes again? He wiped her sweat and observed her body shivering along with her facial reactions. He understood that she had made her past instant once more. What happened? His eyes fell on the teacher, who was looking at Point. It was enough for Jungkook to understand that person was who had tried to force his wife. Jungkook's veins popped up in a wave of anger as his blood felt like lava. Jungkook, don't be scared, Point. Your husband never allowed you to touch by any wild animal. Hearing that, the teacher understood that Point had told him everything. He got tense and was about to leave, but Jungkook kicked him back and causing him to fall on the ground. Sharath was about to get up and try to hit Jungkook, but Jungkook kicked him in the stomach, causing him to cough up blood with a heavy kick. Seeing that, she flinched and then she covered her face with her tiny palms. Before the man could react, attempting to defend himself with his hands, Jungkook strongly grabbed both of his hands and aggressively twisting and pinning them behind the man's back. The man let out tear screams of pain. But without paying any attention to his cries, Jungkook continued beating him with his legs and fists. The beating continued until the man's blood was flowing, and as a final touch, Jungkook twisted that man's leg before stepping back. All while the man's cries echoed in the air. In your life, you can't force any girl. At the very last, the lower part of your private area would definitely tremble whenever you gaze at any girl with lust. This is what you deserve for even thinking about touching my wife. Saying that, Jungkook clutched his jaw and turned around to see his wife. She wasn't trembling there, but tears were rolling down her face, not from sadness, but from happiness. He gave her a thumbs up, signaling that everything was okay. She then ran to him and hugged him.
Thank you. Thank you.